Hello guys, welcome to the Wild Ginger Running Tips on the Run series, where I take you on my slow, steady runs training for the Dragon's Back Race SKT, slowest known time, and give you some tips from Tim Piggott, our friendly coach, and my book, The Ultimate Ultra Running Handbook and The Ultimate Trail Running Handbook. So today we're going to talk about the top 3 tips to improve your ultra running in 2025, and this will improve any kind of running, but we're talking about long distances here, from like 50k all the way up to 100 miles and beyond, you crazy cats. So we're going to be talking about those 3 tips, and that's going to lead us nicely on to a question from patron Conleth Berry about nailing your nutrition using real foods in ultras. And then we have a prize from Harrier, a trail running intermediate bundle, and I'm going to tell you how you can win that at the end of this film. So let's get right into the tips. The first tip, by the way, there is a longer video with 10 top tips for 2025 improving your ultra running. I will link to that up the top there. But this is the top 3 that Tim told us about in the last live chat. And the first one is lots of long, steady runs like this. Increase the low volume work in your training plan. So just out for steady jogs like this. I am out of breath now because I'm talking as well, but and holding a GoPro out to the side. It's harder than you think. So yeah, talking at like chatting pace, heart rate around, it varies for everyone, but for me it's like 140 beats per minute, and just getting out a little bit more and doing those really long steady runs in zone 1 and 2. And walking, you can count in that as well. So anytime you add a walk into your training plan, you're doing an errand or walking kids to school, going to care for elderly relatives, whatever it is, that walk will help you out. It'll be part of your low volume, low intensity workout. So I think we can all add 1 extra walk into our lives. And if you are doing more walking, like walking the dog, etc., you could also consider adding a backpack, maybe a running backpack with a bit of weight in there. You could carry a couple of extra water bottles filled, and that will just give you a little bit more of a workout on that walk. So that's the first one. The second one is sleep, and that's something that I really do struggle with. I think that's what makes me just less motivated to train, to be honest. But if you get a good amount of sleep every night, then fantastic. That's okay. I had a little dog following me, that's cute. Yeah, if you get enough sleep every night, then big tick for you, well done. But otherwise, if you've got young kids, or you have sleep problems in the night, this is a really difficult one to nail. So I advise napping. You can take a little 20-minute nap in the day, maybe in your lunch hour, just to make sure that you're topping up that sleep reserve. And it's amazing what a 20-minute nap will do for your energy levels, for getting out and doing another walk or doing that training session that you've got planned. So definitely napping is great, and going to bed earlier as well. I don't know about you, but I'm very guilty of this. I put Finley to bed, he goes to sleep around 8 o'clock-ish. I'm free from him, and I go downstairs and I start scrolling on my phone or tidying some stuff up or watching telly, and before you know it, it's 10 o'clock. So then I'm in bed really late for getting up at 6:30 with Finley. So even if you have to go to bed at like 9, then just do it. You'll really feel the benefit in your ultra running training. So the third tip, which leads us nicely on to Conleth's question about nutrition, is fuel yourself well. So not just during your ultra, but every day as well. So make sure you're getting lots of high quality nutrition, like fruit, vegetables. How many of you are getting 7 bits of fruit and veg in a day, as per the extended requirement? Like, type in the comments if you are, because I want to know and I want to congratulate you on that, because it is quite difficult, isn't it? One trick that I have learned from my health coach, Tori James, or Tori Cooper now, sorry, she says, do a load of prep in the morning, chop up loads of veg, sweet potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, peppers, courgettes, aubergine, and roast them, and then you've just got veg throughout the day and in the evening to serve up for lunch, maybe with a bit of feta, maybe with a bit of cream cheese on, maybe with a bit of lean chicken, that kind of thing. That's really good for you to be having all that veg. And if it's roasted, it's just a really nice way to have veg. So that's a good tip for day-to-day nutrition. You can find out loads more on that with people like Renee McGregor. She's a leading sports dietitian. Really recommend any of the books by her. Absolutely fantastic advice there. But yeah, make sure you're fueling yourself really well with high quality nutrition and lots of protein day to day. The other thing I do is boil a load of eggs and I keep them in the fridge, so when I come back from a run like this, I'm not just reaching for toast or sweets, I'm grabbing an egg and getting that protein in. For vegans this will look a little different, like quinoa, lentils, tofu, things like that. But yeah, you can have something pre-prepared, then that's great nutrition. Now Conleth Berry, as a patron, gets his question answered. So he wants to know about more real food options for when he's in the latter stages of an ultra, because he really struggles to eat after he's been going for a good few hours. And so Conleth, I don't know what you've been maybe eating prior, but if you've been eating a lot of sweet stuff, that can be quite tiring to the palate. You might want to start mixing it up earlier with the real food. And so I wrote a list of real food. If you've got any real food advice for Conleth, stuff for you to share, then do type it in the comments below, because that would be really useful for him. But it's uphill, I'm going to walk. So I've been known to take veggie burgers left over from the night before. The one in the Scott Jurek book, Eat and Run, is delicious, by the way. Takes a lot of prep, but it is delicious. Any old veggie burger will do though. I've been known to eat quiches, little ones, right out of the packet. Bit messy, but tastes delicious. Also Baby Bells, nuts and raisins, pizza, pre-cooked of course, or you could even order a Domino's. And I wrote loads of other things down as well, but do help Conleth out in the comments. I'll just make sure that I've said all the things. Oh yeah, baby potatoes, that's a good idea as well. And we've got, oh yeah, one of my friends really swears by a croissant with cream cheese. You could also put ham in there, depending on whether it's a hot weather ultra and it's going to go off. We've got squishy rice that you can stick together. There is also a recipe for that in the Scott Jurek Eat and Run book. I really want to investigate soon. We've got a flapjack that's homemade, energy balls that are homemade, and crisps as well. So if you've got any different ideas to that, then do let me know. But it's basically kind of like picnic food. Just go down that picnic food aisle in your supermarket and take whatever you fancy. Make sure it doesn't go off quickly. You might want to avoid meat in that. But yeah, like mini onion bhajis, mini samosas. You can wrap up those things individually, and they could be really, really yummy partway around a run. Because once you get into those longer distances, it is all about how much you can cram in to keep you going. So I hope that helped you, Conleth. Oh, the other good point I had for you is you mentioned that I think it was between like 40 and 50 miles or 40 and 50k that you had a particular issue with the food. And I'm wondering, is the food slippery enough for you? When I was doing my Bob Graham, at about 12 hours in, my mouth just got really dry. So things like mashed potato, really good with butter. The baby potatoes, baked beans, sliced peaches. You can bag all these up so that they don't have to be in tins or anything. Have them in a Ziploc bag, maybe 2 Ziploc bags, just to be careful. Yeah, so slippery things like that are really, really good because your mouth will get dry after running a long way. And then that's the top 3 tips, everybody. I hope that was useful. And now I'm going to talk to you about the amazing Harrier prize. So I did a talk on the Harrier stand at the National Running Show just recently, and they sent me a giveaway bag to promote the talk, and they don't want it back, so I'm going to give it to you guys. It contains a Kinder 10 litre backpack, so like this one here. I'm not sure what the colour is, but it's a Kinder 10 litre backpack, running pack, that I helped Kate design the original versions of. Kate's the owner of the company. And in there's also a couple of soft bottles. Here's one of them. Ta-da! Like that. There's also a first aid kit, a emergency survival bag, and a buff as well. So if anybody would like to win that, you've got to be, here's the catch, never get a free lunch, you've got to be a Wild Ginger Running patron. So if you hop onto patreon.com/wildgingerrunning, you can sign up for any of the tiers there, apart from the free one. No such thing as a free lunch. And yeah, if you support me on there, it doesn't matter for how long. If you hate it, you can just delete it. But yeah, that's what you're going to do to enter the competition. And if you are already a patron, thank you so much. It's really super of you to support Wild Ginger Running YouTube channel, and I really appreciate all of your loyalty, especially sticking with me this year whilst I do a bit of different things with the channel. And I hope you'll all enjoy watching my Dragon's Back SKT, slowest known time. There's been a little bit of a delay with that, just need to let you know. Have a bit of childcare issues whilst Finley's childminder goes to Australia. My mum was going to look after him for the 3 months that Auntie Helen is gone to Australia to see her other grandchildren. How dare she? But now my poor mum is having to have a hip operation. So very sadly, that's next week, I think. She can't look after Finley for obvious reasons. So me and Steve have got to take a bit of time off and share Thursday, Fridays between us for 3 months or so. So I can't get away to do the first day of the Dragon's Back race weekend until June, when Auntie Helen is back. So the project is slightly delayed, but it's still going to happen, everyone. And I hope to get it done. I was hoping to get it done before the actual Dragon's Back race, but now I'm just hoping to get 4 or 5 done before the Dragon's Back race. But I hope you'll still enjoy the journey. It'll continue into October as well. And yeah, let me know how you've been getting on. If you're a patron and you've got a question for me for these training runs, you want a bit of a deep dive into something, training, nutrition, gear, whatever it is, then don't hesitate to contact me on Patreon. And put your comments below as well. Help Conleth there out with some questions, some suggestions for nutrition, for real food on his ultras, and just share your top tips for improving your ultra running in 2025. Maybe you've got a must-do tip that you really want to share with everybody. Oh, it's really hot here now. I'm doing this really lovely route through Wothorpe, and thank you so much for joining me on this run, because I was, to be honest with you, I was a bit lacking in motivation this morning. I'm a bit tired with Finley waking up early because of the sunlight, etc. I need to buy some really good blackout blinds, and yeah, it's just hard, isn't it, balancing it all, full-time job, trying to get training in. So yeah, I hear all of you. If you have training struggles, I hear you loud and clear, but we can do this. We can do ultra running on minimal training, and we can enjoy it too. So thank you so much for watching. Become a patron, at patreon.com/wildgingerrunning to be in with a chance to win that Harrier prize. And if you want to hear more tips for improving your ultra running in 2025, click here for the full video from Tim. Thanks guys!